Good morning, family. This is the elder out of New Orleans, coming to you with another informative video. Peace and blessing to all the melanated family. All praises to our Creator and our ancestors. But family, I was looking through my stroll today. Certain subscribers that make videos that I like to hear. Shout out to Red Supreme. Shout out to Sister, the Radical Home Guardians, who was doing videos on this piece of trash they call Cynthia G. She had nerve enough to get on her live stream and tell the whole world that they should eliminate and eradicate black baby boys. Get rid of them. Kill them. That's what she said. How do YouTube allow these kind of people to get on YouTube and say things like that? She actually said all black male babies should be eradicated and eliminated. Sound like some of Pharaoh's shit in Egypt. Sound like some white supremacy bullshit. That's what this heifer said. She said all black babies should be eliminated and eradicated from this planet. This heifer, this loser, this nobody. Can you believe that, family? This woman should be canceled. Everybody ought to go to her channel and just flag it. She don't even need to be on YouTube. What a evil witch. What a evil witch.
Hey, Shalom Akim. Call hello Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi Bahashem Yahawadah. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone of whom I've grown in this truth under. Shalom to the Akim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. And shalom to the Yahawah that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith and remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the 4 corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatha. Barakatha Yahawah, Barakatha Yahawashi. Barakatha Yahawah, Barakatha Yahawashi. This is that kind of lesson, man. This is that kind of lesson. You know what I'm saying? It's time for Israel to start listening, man. It's really time for Israel to start listening. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why Moses, had brought out the credo. You know what I'm saying? Hear, O Israel. You know what I'm saying? Shema Yasha'Allah Yahawah Alahayanawa Yahawah Echad. You know what I'm saying? It's time for Israel to start listening out here, man. Because the time is short. The time is short, man. And the demons are at work, man. So if you didn't know, which I didn't actually, you know what I'm saying, before the past couple weeks, I didn't know who the hell this witch was. I didn't know who she was. Never heard of her before, man, until now. Her name she goes by the name of Cynthia G. Cynthia G. And some people are saying they understand what the meaning of G is. The G stands for genocide. You know, the name of this lesson is going to be Eve's loyalty is with the serpent. Eve's loyalty is with the serpent, man. You know what I'm saying? And a whole lot of stuff can be said about this demon right here, man. To suggest that in order to fight the poverty, in order to fight the gang violence and the drug abuse and all that stuff, you got to eliminate the men of your own people. How does that make sense, man? You see, and I've got a couple of videos that I would like to share with you. You know what I'm saying? Lord, when I get to them, you know, there's a lot of talk about melanated people, black people. You know, it's all about black, so on and so forth, right? You and I both know we all know the business. We all know the business. We understand what the truth is, man. There's no such thing as black people. No such thing as white people. You know what I'm saying? That was a social construct. That was a construct that was created in 1618, right? So, you know, before that time, I believe it was 1618. I might have my timing off a little bit, but yeah, it was during the time of heavy colonial activity. You know what I'm saying? And it was time for Esau to get the party started, man, to start oppressing Jake. You know, that's when he placed that stamp on us. You know what I'm saying? He called himself white, he called us black. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing was about the Native Americans, man, because they was called blacks too. They was called Negroes as well, man. They were considered Negroes too, man, because contrary to what they tell you in school, you know, so-called Native Indians, as well as the Latin tribes, we all looked similar. We all looked very similar. We had very similar hue. You know what I'm saying? We all were quote unquote melanated. You know what I'm saying? Until he until he got busy out here. You know what I'm saying? And started performing his acts. Right? But I don't want to deviate too much, man. You know. But we're seeing the height of Eve's, what's the word I want to say? The height of her purpose. Yeah, that's a good word. The height of her purpose in Esau's kingdom. We're seeing that. This is the height of her purpose under Esau's system, under Esau's rulership. Because he certainly had a purpose for you so-called black women, Latino women, Native Indian women. He's always had a purpose for you. And it's the same thing. It's the same purpose that he had for you back in the garden. The same purpose, man. Lord willing, we're going to get to that. But what that dude was mentioning was, one thing that stuck out was that this sounds to him like some old Pharaoh nonsense. You know what I'm saying? How he tried to destroy the babies. You see, this is the thing about Israel, man. Yasharallah understands to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Unless the Most High brings clarity, unless he unlocks the knowledge and wisdom, the understanding. You know what I'm saying? The only thing you can really grasp are these subtle comparisons. That's pretty much the extent of it. Right? But we understand, according to these scriptures, we understand that we are the people that is spoken of in this book. We understand that to the fullest. Right? So even if someone who's outside of this truth can see the comparison, Well, then how much more those of us that know the truth, man? Right? So let's go to that. Let's go to Exodus. Let's go to the book of Exodus. And let's read chapter 1. Actually, I didn't even have this lined up. You know, so I'm just going to get to this in the spirit. This is Exodus chapter 1. Chapter 1. Let me start at verse 6. And Joseph died, and all his brethren and all that generation, man. So we're talking about this. We're talking about the 12 sons of Jacob. The 12 sons of Jacob. After Jacob died, then the progenitors had died, along with Joseph. Verse 7. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceeding mighty. And the land was filled with them. And the land was filled with them. You see, our people are known for multiplying, and multiplying and multiplying, being fruitful. Our people are known for that. You see what I'm saying? It says, now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies, and fight against us, and so get them out of the land. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters. They did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. Right? And so so what I would like to point out is that the modern day taskmasters would be the so-called black woman. The so-called black woman, the women of Israel, right? The daughters of Zion, they are now taskmasters. Right? As the scriptures say, I have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. The Israelite women would compass the man. And so now they are over us. Now they have certain powers and privileges above us. You know what I'm saying? And they were given those privileges for a reason. You see, Eve is easily persuaded, right? She's easily persuaded. She is easily deceived. It's an easy thing to deceive the so-called Negro woman, Latino woman, Native Indian woman. So it's so easy to deceive them, right? And so what they end up doing is just doing what the enemy comes in and persuades them to do. So she ends up doing his bidding, never realizing that she's letting the enemy right inside the door. You know what I'm saying? Either it be through the front or the back. The enemy is now inside of our dwelling. You know what I'm saying? And this is how it's happened. This is how it happened. Hundreds of thousands of children are aborted a year. And the majority of these abortions are performed by these so-called black women. You see what I'm saying? They have reached the point. They have reached the point, you know, where so-called white supremacy could never have dreamed of reaching. They have gotten to that point. They have gotten to that point, and they're sitting back, you know what I'm saying, sipping champagne or whatever high class wine or drink that they have, celebrating the fact that they were successful. They were successful in getting the so-called black woman to be against her own men. And to be against her men is to be against her people. Right? He's gotten her to despise her own people by despising the men and the male and the children that's born of her. Right? These are going right under the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Right? Verse 56, I believe. You see what I'm saying? Let's continue on verse 12. Exodus chapter 1, verse 12. It says, "But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew, and they were grieved because of the children of Israel. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor." You see what I'm saying? You coming into this truth for the first time, it's easy for you to make the comparison. You see? And that's why the scriptures call this place spiritually Sodom and Egypt. Verse 15, it says, "And the king of Egypt spake to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of the one was Shiphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, when you do the office of a midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then ye shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live." And this is why you see this happening among the Israelites today. Why are they out here primarily killing off the men and not killing the women? It's the same exact reason, the same purpose. You see, they know that the lineage continues down the line of the men, because they carry the seed. It's because they carried the seed. And with the seed comes the lineage. With the seed comes all of the lines, you know what I'm saying, of your pedigree. Right? So let's see. Verse 17, "But the midwives feared the Most High, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive." Right? And so we're also seeing this comparison. While we have on the one hand, there's this huge amount of women over here that's saying, yeah, we need to get rid of these men. We need to stop, abort these boys, abort these children. You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, you got these women over here that's saying, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? That's destroying us. You know what I'm saying? And that would be the comparison of the midwives today, who feared the Most High. And if not anything else, you know what I'm saying, you would at least want to preserve yourselves. You see, this is where it's gotten. This is how far it's gotten, man. You know, these so-called black women, they scream off the rooftop talking about we're educated, we're so educated, we're the most educated, and yet y'all make the dumbest decisions. Y'all make the dumbest decisions with your bodies. Y'all make the dumbest decisions with your finances. Y'all make the dumbest decisions. The dumbest decisions regarding relationships. The more educated you are, the less likely you are to find somebody. You see what I'm saying? The less likely you are to submit to someone, to submit to a man's authority. The more educated you become, the more money you make. Right? And that's just how this goes, man. Eve is easily seduced. She is easily seduced. She's easily swayed. You know, you got this. You got the alphabet lifestyle that's running rampant. Salaki. Salaki. You got this what was it? This lifestyle that's running rampant out here. You know what I'm saying? The rainbow tribe in our community, in the so-called black community. It's rampant. But who's the ones that support it? Who's the ones that push it upon our sons and our daughters? Who does it? It's the so-called black woman. She pushes it. Why? Because Esau Edom told her to push it. Because Esau Edom tells them it's about love. It's about this, it's about that. And then when it comes time for some correction, they can't take correction. You see what I'm saying? Let's get on with this, man. You know, I don't want to ramble too much. So let's start with the beginning. Let's start with the beginning. Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 2. Right? So this is Genesis chapter 2, verse 18. And it reads, and Yahawah Power said, it is not good that a man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him. You see what I'm saying? Just right there. Just right there. You know what I'm saying? You got this dude, Kevin Samuels. You know, every time a woman calls up on there, you know, and gets up in her feelings and starts talking about I'm this and I'm that, you know, I'm educated, I'm a PhD, you know, and she starts talking about all the accolades that she has, and he just but at the same time she wants a man that's making six figures, all that good stuff, right? Blah 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 blah. So he asks her, he says, and you can insert whatever woman, he'll ask her, what is the purpose of a woman? And she just sits there dumbfounded with a blank stare, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't know. They don't know. But it tells you right here in the first freaking book. The first book. This is what you're for. You are meant to help us. You're not meant to compete with us. You're not meant to compass us. You're meant to support us. You're meant to submit to our leadership and following the way that we're going. That's what you're here for. You're here to support. You're here to be a helpmeet. That's it. That's it. You see what I'm saying? A lieutenant is not above a general. A lieutenant is not above the general. The lieutenant supports the general. Let's continue on. Verse 19. It says, and out of the ground the Lord Yahawah formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. You see? That's your basic purpose. That is your basic purpose. You see? You see how easy it is for you? The Most High made your lives so easy. He made it so easy for you. And the thing about women today is that they don't like the order. They hate the order. They despise that. They despise it. They have disdain for it. Utter disdain for order. And the scriptures say what? Let everything be done decently and in order, man. Right? But they hate that. And then here's the funniest thing, man. Once they go out and they get that degree and they do and they get all the money that they want, you know what I'm saying? They make that six figures even though they got all this crazy amount of debt. They get those six figures, they get that six-figure job, they making all this money, they got the house, they got the car, all this stuff, and then what? They're lonely, they're broken, you know what I'm saying? They're broken, they're tired, they don't want to deal with it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Why is that? because all this time they've been going against their nature. And their nature is us. Their purpose is us. Their purpose is not the career. Their purpose is not the degrees. That's not their purpose. Because once they hit 35, once they hit, 40s and whatnot, they got all this material stuff, but they don't have what they truly crave inside. They don't have what they really want inside. And they know it all boils down to they want a man and they want to bear children. They want a man and they want to bear children. You see what I'm saying? And even though many of them will say, oh, well, I don't want any children, that, some of them may not have children, and they say, I don't want any children. But guess what? Once you meet that one dude that does it for you, that really does it for you, all of a sudden you start thinking about, maybe I can bear his child. You see what I'm saying? Everything that Esau has in this society is completely contrary to what is right here in the scriptures. Everything that's in this book is what is finely tuned to fit you. It is finely tuned to fit you. And you fight against that order. And therefore you fight against your own spiritual desires, which you come to desperately want as you get older, and you can't get it because you're too late. It's too late for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the trend. That's the unfortunate trend that we see out here, man. And so what's Eve's what is Eve's final solution? Is to get rid of the men. That's brilliant. You see what I'm saying? Let's go to chapter 3. Chapter 3 verse 1. Genesis chapter 3 verse 1, it says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field, which Yahawah power had made. And he said unto the woman, yeah, hath the Most High said, ye shall not eat of every tree in the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, ye may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, God has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. For the Most High doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. You see, what was that fruit? That fruit was the knowledge. That fruit was the knowledge, man. And what did that serpent come to her? That serpent came to her with a solution. That serpent came to her with accolades, you know what I'm saying, with the promise of being equal to her authority, which was Adam. You see how that works? He came with her with the promise to be equal or superior to Adam. So what do you see today? You see these women, they are they're being superior at this point, superior to their men. Talking about y'all got this and y'all got that. Why can't y'all build? You know what I'm saying? That's what they say to us. Why can't y'all build? You see? So let's jump to 1 Timothy. First Timothy chapter 1, chapter 2. First Timothy chapter 2. There we go. 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence." And this is what's happened. This is what happened. They usurped authority over the men. But they didn't get there by themselves. They got there through help. They got there through the help of Esau, man. It's because of him is why things are upside down the way they are. You see, verse 13. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. That's why the scriptures call you. That's why the scriptures call you women the weaker vessel, man. The weaker vessel. Right? But let's continue on. Verse 15. Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness and sobriety. You see? That's your purpose. That's your purpose. The Most High made it very easy for you. It's very simple. You see? But the more you complicate things, the more you come to regret those things later on in your lives. Right? And this is why, so much is happening to you women out here, man, because it's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But the reason this is happening is because you cannot take correction. You can't take correction, man. Nobody can tell you women nothing. Nobody can correct you on anything, man. A dude like Kevin Samuels or someone rather, will come and say such and such. You know what I'm saying? And you women will say, well, who are you to say anything to us? You know what I'm saying? You're a man, you can't speak on these issues. Right? But guess what? Neither can women. You see what I'm saying? Neither can women. Women can't tell you nothing neither. Women can't tell you nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? Not Rebecca Lynn Pope. You know what I'm saying? She was a dating coach. You know what I'm saying? Right? Not Liana Van Zant. You know what I'm saying? Liana Van Zant, she was on the Oprah Winfrey network, and you ran her away, and she ended up having to tell you the truth. Like, listen, y'all need to close your legs, man. Y'all need to close your legs, open your hearts, because y'all are out of order. You see what I'm saying? But y'all kicked her to the curb, man. Y'all ran her away. Yahawah Ali, for decades, have been trying to tell you women to get under control. Get yourselves back in order. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ran her off. Right? Monica. This chick Monica, you know what I'm saying? She was one of the big chicks over in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And she lost a hell of a lot of weight. You know what I'm saying? And managed to get herself a husband. And the moment she did that, all these so-called black women came at her throat, talking about, why'd you lose weight? You lost weight for a man? Well, yeah. And guess what? She's happy. She's happy now while y'all are still miserable. You see what I'm saying? But what did Monica try to do? She tried to help y'all. She tried to say, listen, why can't you take off your bonnets? Why can't you take off your bonnets? Just take them off. Take them off and treat your image, a lot more seriously. A lot more seriously. If you take yourself seriously, then a man will take you more seriously. You know what I'm saying? And did it in the sweetest way possible. So all these women out here keep talking about it's your tone. Well, it's not your tone. It's about the truth. It's not about the tone. It's about the mirror. You can't face the mirror. You see what I'm saying? And that's why that's why Monica don't help you no more neither. Right? Who's that latest chick you got now? You got the latest chick, April Mason. April Mason. She called it quits. She called it quits. She said after 10 years of trying to coach y'all women into dating, I realized that it's just not worth it. And she was making money. And she was making good money. And she came out and said it. She came out and said it. If I wanted to, I could make an incredible amount of money just by pandering to you women. You know what I'm saying? And she spilled the beans. That's how Derek Jackson did it. That's how Creflo Dollar does it. That's how TD Jakes does it. That's how all these men do it. That's how they do it. That's how they get all this money. That's how they get all these lavish private jets, homes. This is how they do it. By pandering to you women. This is how Umar Johnson got all that damn money. You know what I'm saying? And still ain't produced a damn school yet. This is how. By pandering to you women. It's just that simple. Because Eve is easy to seduce and deceive. It's easy to deceive y'all. Because you are the weaker vessel. So April Mason called it quits. And she said, I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. I'm not gonna coach y'all to try and get y'all back in order, because you don't want to be back in order, man. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do no work, man. You don't want to do the work to build better relationships, you know what I'm saying? While you get out here and keep talking about some Black Lives Matter when you really don't believe that. When you really don't believe that. You see what I'm saying? Basically came out and said the only thing you want to do is be a better woman to attract a better dick. You don't care about the man. You care about what he can do for you. You see what I'm saying? And that's what this is out here, man. You know, you got people like Danica Marie, her channel. You know what I'm saying? She trying to help y'all women. Y'all call her a pick me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all call her a pick me. Kendra Davis, you know, on the Crimson Cure channel. Same thing. Right? It's time for you women it's time for you women to just come back to reality, man. And it's going to be a hard wake-up call. It's going to be a big wake-up call. Right? Let's go to Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs, man, because you can't really speak too much. You know what I'm saying? Can't really speak too much to these women, man, because they just can't listen. They can't listen. Proverbs 15:10. It says, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. He that hateth reproof shall die. And that's going to all you women out here. In this context, you women are going to be dying out here in droves. In droves. In droves. The Most High is about to flood y'all with all kinds of judgment. Terrible, terrible judgments, man. Let me see if I can get another video for you. Bear with me.
Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali, she's at it again. Cynthia G needs the attention of those who have some sort of credibility in order for her to continuously be discussed in the ranks of us saying we love being black, black women who love black men who love black women. We are the overwhelming majority of people amongst our nation. And this entity always just wears out her welcome eventually, so that I'm sure she notices her numbers will go down. Even though she's heavily supported on these social media platforms, she has to stay relevant. She has to stay of use to her massa. This woman is such a Procyon Loter. There is no longer any shadow of a doubt. And those of us who have genuine self-love, we're not listening to her anymore. I don't like talking about this chick at all. She's dull as hell. But I stay aware, and I do talk about her when she does something as ridiculous as this, because it has an effect, whether we want it to have an effect or not. See, all women of all races are given to believing the macro society. This macro society that is in charge of what we black women think is the devil itself. And it's targeted, pivoted at destroying all of black us.
All right, so you heard that. You know what I'm saying? Even on a low level, Jay can still understand that this whole philosophy and this whole doctrine is of the devil, man. It's of the devil. You know what I'm saying? And we are not ignorant of his devices, man. You know what I'm saying? This witch, Cynthia G, is doing the bidding of Satan, man. And all these women out here that's following her and that's in agreement, they don't even realize, right? They don't even realize. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 18. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 6. It says, a fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. You see what I'm saying? What did she say? She said that she has influence. That Cynthia G has influence. You see what I'm saying? That she can influence the masses. That she can influence many women. So let me read that again. Verse 6, Proverbs chapter 18, it says, a fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. A fool's mouth is his destruction, and his lips are the snare of his soul. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people, a lot of women are going to follow this woman's advice, Cynthia G. A lot of these so-called black women are going to follow the advice of Cynthia G. Cynthia G essentially, she essentially just advertised for Planned Parenthood. She just advertised for Margaret Sanger. She advertised for Bill Gates. She advertised for Esau Edom. You see what I'm saying? This thing runs deep, man. This thing runs deep. And Eve doesn't even understand the role that she's playing in all this. She doesn't realize that. You see what I'm saying? Let me see if I can get another video for you real quick.
Okay, so good afternoon. So I was on Twitter, right? So this girl tweeted me a video for me to watch about a black man who's making videos about options that they have. They have different races, women like white, Asian, Hispanic, so they could marry. So black women, they have to they have to compete with a lot of different women, a lot of different race, because there's so many race they have to compete, because black men has so many options, you know. So I made a comment, you know. I made a comment. I said, I'm so glad that black women finally open their fucking eyes to see that black men, black men is not the best option. I'm sorry, black men are, you know, they're not the best options. Like they just say that because they want you to feel like you don't have any other option, black women. You know, that's the manipulation game. That's the gaslighting. I don't know what gaslighting, whatever that fuck shit mean. But at the end of the day, that's the word that they use just to boost their ego, to let you know that you don't have that much option, black women. Let me tell you, black men, you're a loser. You're a loser. When I see a black man talking like that, saying that, oh, black women has to compete, I'm like, dude, don't you know that you're just a loser? Like, only black women will want to fight for y'all. Like, only black women.
All right. So that's the sentiment that you get. You know what I'm saying? That's the sentiment that you have among many of these women out here, man. You know, that would nothing to be regarded. You know, were not worth anything. Were not worth their time. You know, were not worth their affection. Were not worth them actually putting in any effort. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say in my you know, in my intros and my outros, you know, every day, you know, when I give my shalawams, my salutes to all you women out there, you know, you're remaining true to this faith, man. You remain true to the faith. And you remain faithful and you remain submissive to your husbands. And you guide your children. You see? Because all hell's about to break loose out here, man. All hell's about to break loose out here. You know, and many of these women are going to be caught defenseless. Defenseless. Now, when I say many, I mean the overwhelming majority of women are going to be defenseless out here. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 13, man. The brothers get this all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? We bring out this fact that the Most High is about to set everything in such a means of disarray. You know what I'm saying? Such a place of disarray that you women are going to be begging. You see what I'm saying? You don't know how to compete for a man's affection now, or you gonna know then. You gonna understand then. You gonna learn. You gonna learn then. And just as the elder Apostle Gabar says, you know, as the elder Apostle Gabar says, he says, you know, many of you women are going to be rejected. You know what I'm saying? It's not just elder Apostle Gabar. It's many of the elders and the brothers in Great Millstone that, you know, that bring out this fact. That many of you women that ain't right, y'all are going to be rejected. Y'all are going to be rejected. Those of you who are in this faith, you stay where you at, man. You stay planted. You know what I'm saying? Keep your feet planted in this word, in this faith. If you got a man that believes, especially if he believes, you stick with that dude. You stick with that dude no matter what. You see what I'm saying? You see? Because he may be of the elect. Or he may be of the 1/3 remnant. But you're going to be saved through a man. You're going to be saved through a man. You see what I'm saying? And these women out here are going to be absolute fodder. This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. It says, I will make a man more precious than fine gold. I will make a man more precious than fine gold. Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. You see, it's not just going to be fine gold. It's going to be fine gold of Ophir. Pure gold. Pure gold. You see what I'm saying? More than a wedge of this pure gold. And if you know what a wedge of cheese is, you can get a good understanding. That's a lot of gold. That's a good chunk of gold, baby. You know what I'm saying? In other words, a man is going to be invaluable. Meaning you will not be able to put a price on a man of the Lord in that day. You're not going to be able to put a price on the man of the Lord in that day, man. You see, in today's age, so you could put $1 million in front of this woman's face to the left, and over to the right you have a man who's making a decent earning. You know what I'm saying? Who's let's put him up in the upper, let's say in the upper 10% of dudes. Let's say he's a surgeon or something like that. A surgeon, right? A surgeon, no kids. You know what I'm saying? No so-called baby mama drama, as you call it. You know what I'm saying? But you got a choice. You got a choice. You can pick this surgeon, or you can pick this $1 million, and all them women will pick the million stack. They'll pick a million stack before they ever even think about picking this dude. This dude out here who has the means to make that residual income, who has the means to, you know, to keep this style going, right? To keep his living, you know, stable, right? Basically, because that's one thing that women don't have. Women do not have foresight. They do not have foresight. You see what I'm saying? Because if you was to make an actual decision, if you had to make that decision with logic, then you would understand that this surgeon is not just going to be able to make that money. He's going to be able to maintain and sustain that. And he will know how to invest that. You see what I'm saying? Because he has structure, he has order. Right? The scriptures say what? He that seeketh, he that desires well, seek wisdom. Right? I believe that's how it goes. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Bear with me. Right. Come on. So this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8 verse 5. And it says, if riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things? Again, if riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things? You see what I'm saying? It's through wisdom that you're able to not just obtain those riches, but to also maintain them. You see what I'm saying? Not just to obtain, but to maintain and sustain those riches. You see? And that's how it's the same. It's the same like Yahawah, the parable that he used. You know what I'm saying, for the men with the talents, right? To each to two out of the three were given those talents, and they, you know, each was allotted their own portion, and 2 out of 3 of them had increased on whatever portion it was given. 2 out of 3 of them. But how did they do that? How did they increase on those riches? How did they increase on those talents? They used wisdom. They multiplied it through wisdom. You see what I'm saying? So with the woman if I was to use that example, on the woman having to choose between a million stack and this surgeon, her choosing that stack would be foolish. To choose the surgeon would be wise. You see? And women out here today do not have that wisdom. They do not have that foresight. And that's why they need covering. That's why they need covering. Because without covering, they do whatever they want to. You see what I'm saying? They do whatever they want to. That's why the scriptures say, "Let not a woman give a woman not passage to get abroad." Man, I don't want to butcher no scriptures today. I'm not going to butcher no scriptures. Let me get that. All right, so this is the book of Sirach. The book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 24. It says, "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad." You see what I'm saying? Don't give no wicked woman any liberty to gad abroad, man. You see what I'm saying? Because she's gonna bring shame to your house. And what's the shame that these so-called black women are bringing to the house of Israel right now? They are proclaiming to the world that they need to abort their men. Every other race out there is going to look at you women like y'all some dumbasses, because you are. Because you are. Those of you out here that's spewing this nonsense. Those of you out here that's agreeing with this witch, Cynthia G. Everyone in the planet is looking at y'all like y'all crazy. Because you are. Right? That's why the scriptures say that the Lord has deprived her of wisdom, man. The Lord deprived her of wisdom. Eve can't get it right today, man. Can't get it together, man. This is Job chapter 39, verse 17. Job 39, verse 17, it says, "Because the Most High hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding." You see, he departed from her understanding, man. So, I think this lesson went on long enough. You know, I could get into some other stuff, man, but I don't want to belabor the point. All right. So I pray this is edifying. I'm gonna cut that there. I pray this is edifying. I want to say, call halayim la, Yahawah Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Yahawadah. Shalom to the Yakim out there that's pushing the truth, that's laboring in the word, and that's pushing the gospel of the great kingdom that's soon to come. Shalom to the Yakwah that's listening in, that's remaining true to the faith, remaining faithful and submissive to their husbands and guiding their children. Shalom to the hopeful elect of the 12 tribes that scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth, and double honors to my apostles, to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, of whom I've grown in this truth under. Peace and blessings to you all. Barakatah. Shalom.